Hey everyone, welcome back to more Hunt the Pale Gods. I'm DisturbingPuppet, so I haven't played with this in a while. This game was made by just like one guy, did all the art and everything. It's a very interesting little card game with some board game movement mechanics built into it. It has a lot of interesting stuff going on, and there's been a ton of updates, lots of new cards, new enemies, new enemy types, all kinds of stuff like that built into it. There's a new character as well that I played around with a little bit, who can do a ton of damage. But I couldn't quite get through the second boss when I played. So, it's his highest hunt rank 0. I don't know if that is related to. But anyway, the heir, Augustus Dartwalt, the last descendant of an ancient bloodline cursed with knowledge of dark destiny. It's time for the final steps of his long journey. So we start with a couple cards here. Look at the special effect relic we have here first. When you gain a permanent anathema, anathemas are just kind of junk cards basically, gain 50 insight. On anathema gain, or on anathema exile, gain 1 strength and 1 arcane. So if we have a way to exile an anathema, which could be, some of them just have like pay 1 energy to get rid of it. Some are like draw 1 less card for a couple turns, something like that. So that kind of ties into our cards. So Cursed Bloodline over here, 1 strength and 1 arcane. So strength will increase the damage of physical attacks. Arcane increases damage of magical attacks. So it gives us a Schizophrenia as a card, which is an anathema card, which is something we want to get rid of. Lets us move as well, and then this goes away for the fight. We've got the Esoteric Blade, 5 damage, and then deal 5 arcane damage, and then damage +1 for every anathema in your deck. So we might want to build up anathemas and stuff. So just kind of junk cards. So we're going to go ahead and jump on in and see how we do. We're going to just go to the first boss probably and call it there. Things were fairly easy. This character, the build I had in the last run, just did insane amounts of damage. And we'll see if we can get something kind of like that going again. Alright, we have some options to start with. So we can just get some insight. We could lose some max HP to change a card into another card. Lose 10 to gain a kinetic rune. The kinetic runes let us move. So we can look at our deck. This is Healing Rune. We can use. It's a one-time item. Same with a kinetic rune. Lets us move. One-time item. And then, it's not shown, but we should have... so we have health, a stagger meter. When we're staggered, we take more damage and receive more damage. I don't see agility shown, but our agility just means how much we move. If we have basic default is 1, so anytime we get a move card, we get to move 1. Sometimes there'll be something move 2, but if you had 2 agility, you could potentially move up to 4 spaces. We'll kind of see once we get on the grid looking around. Or we could lose 40 HP and gain a rare card reward. This is what I did last time, so I think I'm going to do it again. Let's see what we can get. So I'm starting off hurt, but there's ways we can get some health back. So draw 3 ritual cards, gain 2 stamina. So the rituals are sort of like ongoing activities that give us benefits for the rest of the fight. Ambush, consume a shadow on your space to move 2, deal 10 damage, stagger 3. So stagger, it would fill up our stagger meter. But the opponents have stagger meters as well. Range 3, I do like the range stuff quite a bit. Deal 3 arcane damage 2 times, ignite 1, so it kind of sets them on fire, so they'll take some damage over time, and on hit, enhance 2. So that just means that we're going to do, every time we play the card, it's going to get better, basically. I do like the Solar Flare, because I do like having some ranged options. This is interesting, though. Yeah, let's go Solar Flare. I haven't seen too many rituals that were that useful as part of it. There probably are some that are very good. Alright, so also we have grudges going on. So this is just kind of, if we do 5 of these, so these are the various different types of encounters, enemies, and then as a result cards we get as a reward. So if we do 5 of these, you can see there's, 7? So 5 of the 7 will get a reward, and we get to choose from Curio, Insight, or a card with extra rarity. So we're starting again here at the basic track. I think there's 3. I think I've only made it 2 bosses. So there's kind of a track, fight a boss, kind of standard thing. Alright, I do like this kind of monstrous stuff. This is one of the newer ones I'm not too familiar with, the Oneric. Let's take a look at them. So the cards you get are based on the enemies you fight. So the physical ones often are like wolves, bears, that kind of thing, but they give you cards that do a lot of physical damage. Alright, so we have some special effects going on. On discard, enemy gains an armor. On exile, enemy gains HP. and this one, burning reduction reduce. So they're less liable to be burned. So you can see what they're going to do, the range that's going to be affected, and then there's stuff on different tiles. So if we enter this, we're going to get stagger, so it gets us to being staggered. We have a way up here. We could ignite him if we could get there, but we don't really have a good way to get there. I can move 2, so we have a couple movement cards, both of them just 1. This is obviously not as good of a card. You do want to have some movement because you want to avoid getting wrecked, but you never know. We could just try to get out of getting hit. I would like to do some damage. If we get close, we could hit with this. I mean, we don't have to get close to the solar flare, but if we get close, we could use the strike and the blade. So we could use all my movement to get up, just do a bunch of damage. How much would that be? 5, 10, 15... plus 9, 24. It would be a lot of damage. That is true. But I would take 15, and I'm starting off kind of hurt. If I could get to a position where I could do some damage, I would really like that, but I can't safely do it. So I'm going to play it super safe here, and I'm just going to move out of the way. Unfortunately, there's nothing I can do. Everything is... Well, actually, that is a range 3, so it doesn't... It's some of them are just direct line, so we could have done the solar flare first, so I should have done that first. Oh, well. Okay. 4 damage 2 times, 4 damage 2 times, so that's a lot of damage. In this case, I think we do just want to move away. This will let me move. Get the Schizophrenia card. We're going to move back. I can exile this. You are going to heal, but you're at max health, so it doesn't really matter. So when we exile a card, thanks to our key over here, we gain 1 strength and 1 arcane, so it just kind of helps us for the rest of the fight. So we might as well do that. I'm out. I don't really want to move in and take a bunch of damage, so we're just going to play this kind of cagey here early on. So you're just going to move 4 and then shiver. What is shiver? Discard the top cards of the draw deck. Okay, so we just want to beat you up at this point. That's fine. We can go ahead and move on in. And now, because of my extra strength and stuff, we are doing a bit more damage with the strikes. And we'll send the blade in as well for a good chunk of damage. No point playing the move. You can see a lot of the cards are free. We do get 1 energy back every turn. So right now, you're going to shiver 4, gain 2 strength. So he's kind of preparing to do something. I don't have a lot of big attacks, but we can definitely do some damage. And the solar flare. With the burn, I think you'll die at the beginning of your turn. Yep, there we go. So didn't take any damage. Had to play it a little bit careful, though. Probably do that until we can heal. So now we have choices from this kind of range of cards. On Anathema Exile, any range, ignite 5. It's a ritual, so it's in effect for the rest of the fight once we do it. That's decent, because we do exile Anathema cards. Deal 25 damage, Resonance 4, Exile. So next action will only activate if your stagger meter is equal or above. So we have to have taken 4 stagger. If we're below that, we keep the card. If it's 4 or higher, we lose the card for the fight. That's a lot of damage, though. It doesn't even cost anything. Move 1, when exiled, move 3. That's interesting. I do like this. Because we are going to get Anathema cards and stuff with this character. But I really like the damage as well. I'm going to take the Conduit of Suffering. And we'll see how that goes for us. Okay, so you can see we've done this one, so we want to do a variety if we want to fulfill the grudge. So if you do want to build certain cards, you want to look at specific fights. But if you want to do the grudges, you want to kind of spread it out. So it's kind of an interesting mechanic there. Okay. This one is like shadow magic. This is sort of focused on... is this the one that's deep sea creatures, or is this... I think it's deep sea creatures. And then there's also stuff with like monoliths. Yeah, deep sea creatures. There's some really good cards in this set. Push effects reduced by 1, collision damage reduced by 1. So he's going to move, 15 damage, stagger 2. That is really bad. We don't want to be in range of that. I'm going to go ahead and activate this for the rest of the fight. So we have that in play. There's no timer on it or anything. So as long as we're within 5 tiles, if we exile an anathema card, they're going to set you on fire. I'm just going to move away. We've got some stagger places we don't want to go to. Just kind of let you move on in and do your thing. Gain armor. Move 1, create a monolith on some spaces. We probably just want to move in and do damage at this point. So this one does let me move. We gain the strength and the arcane. So we're going to head on in. I'm going to exile that. So that's giving me now, we've got +2 arcane, +2 strength. Very nice. Let's go ahead and hit you with the flare, set you on fire, punch you a couple times, and then this kills you. So yeah, amount of damage we can dish out with this guy is crazy. For our cards, Sea Legs, 7 armor, move 1. That's actually pretty good. Anything that lets you move can be really helpful, especially if it's something and a move. Gorge, destroy a random monolith within range 2 to gain a stamina. It's okay. If we built for something that creates monoliths, that would be good. Draw a card, gain 8 armor, create 4 monoliths next to you, exert 2, which I think is choose... Oh, it's discard, so the next turn we'd have to discard a couple cards. So it does let me draw a card, gain armor, create monoliths, which could then be used for something like this where we eat monoliths. I think the Sea Legs is better. Get some armor and some movement, because movement is always going to be something that we have to be really careful about. Okay, we still have this one that we can do that's not done yet. We could take a random thing. A lot of those do have a cost for our insight, but I think we'd rather just keep fighting at this point. Oh, it's a gargoyle. These guys are fairly tough. Every 3 shadows created, enemy gains 4 HP. I don't create shadows, so that's fine. He probably does. So he's going to direct range 3, 10 arcane damage. That is not great. I can move 2, so we can get out of it. I can just go ahead and solar flare you from here and light you a tiny bit on fire. Let's go ahead. We'll make the move. Throw some punches, and then we'll get out of range of the Nemesis spell that's going out. Shadow Tendrils. 10 damage, huh? I do have a couple movements. We could... No, I don't have the energy. We can't move in and move back out. Let's get the conduit going. And then I don't have anything I can do, so we'll just sit tight. Gain another energy. Create shadows on 6 spaces, gain 3 strength, and move. That's a bit dangerous. He's getting stronger. We have done a lot of damage to him, though, so we should be okay. I'm going to make myself stronger, move over. Only got 1 left. I might need the solar flare to kill you. There we go. So once you get to the second phase, or the second boss, or the first boss is done, you get to the second section where you're fighting towards a boss, it gets a lot harder, but it kind of depends on what you have built up. Dripping Void, create a shadow, move 1, create a shadow. Not bad, it's movement for 1, and we also make some shadows, which can be useful for other things. Shadow Form, exile a card, which we could use for anathemas. Consume a shadow on your space to gain 2 strength. It's okay. Create a shadow, move 2, shift a card, create a shadow, exile. Interesting. So shift brings back cards from discard pile to my draw. It's good, it's unfortunate. I mean, it's so good that it's an exile is the problem. I think I'll take the Crawling Mass. Okay, we could rest and get some healing. That is probably a good idea. Let's go ahead and just do that. So we'll get 20 of the HP we lost. We'll have a random event. Haunting. A sudden cold cuts through you, chilling you to the bone. A figure emerges, still and staring, its face lit by an eerie glow. Struggle, lose 10 HP, gain a Boreal card with increased rarity chance. Stare into the light, gain an Anathema and a Boreal. We probably want to do that because we're kind of built around that. Spit at the figure, complete a random grudge. I'm fine getting an Anathema card, and then hopefully get something good. Despair, add a Despair to your draw pile. We get a card. Boreal Maw. Freeze one card. So if its card's frozen, it just stays in your hand. Exile all frozen cards. Enemy takes +2 damage on collision for each card exiled. I don't have any collision stuff, though. Increase your max stagger by 3. On turn start, gain 4 armor, so that's quite good. Helps me kind of tank a bit. On turn start, Resonance 3, draw a card. What is Resonance? Next action will only activate if your stagger meter is equal. Okay, so if we have 3 stagger or more, we get to draw a card. So it's another ritual. This is a ritual as well, but there's no conditions. This has a condition, so as long as we have 3 or more stagger, we draw a card every turn, so an extra card. On this one, we gain 4 armor every turn. And get more max stagger. I like tenacity a lot. That's very good. It is going to burn a lot of my energy, though, to do stuff. Okay, we've done 3. We just need a couple more. We could go to the library. We have a decent amount, but I think I'll hold off. So either the frozen boreal stuff, or we can go for kind of a monstrous thing. I do like a lot of these cards. They're very good. We'll go for the primordial, just see what we can get after the fight. So, on being staggered, gain 5%, gain 20% of max HP as armor. That's pretty rough, so we don't really want to stagger you. You're going to move 1, deal 10 damage, stagger 2, gain agility, so you can move a lot more. So that's kind of rough. Let's go ahead and use my tenacity ritual. I think we're just going to move out of getting hit. Like, that makes the most sense to me, so let's just do that. We have despair. Add a despair to your draw pile, exile. So we're just going to keep trading one for another one. So yeah, I don't really see much point. Unless I'm misunderstanding. Staggered himself. That's not great. Move 2. Deal 5 damage 2 times. So it's 10 damage on me. Stagger 2. Not a fan of that. We can blast you with the Solar Flare. We could get the Cursed Bloodline going first. I need 3 to get out. But the Cursed Bloodline lets me move. So we could use 2 to get out. It's range 3, so even if I'm from here, we should be able to still hit him with the Solar Flare. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to move. Yeah, we can still hit him with the Solar Flare. I'm going to activate the Conduit as well. I'd love to get the Schizophrenia done as well, because it would catch him on fire. Let's just go with the Solar Flare. So some damage, light you on fire, leave my movement, and we'll get out, so we don't take any damage. You're not super on fire, you're just a little bit on fire. Okay, it's going to gain strength and arcane. It's going to make you a lot stronger. This over here... Oh, we've got my armor showing up there, very nice. So if we go to this, stagger the enemy, which we really don't want to do. In this case, yeah, we're just going to move in and beat him up. So we can move 1 with the sea legs. Just punch you to death. Hit you with the blade. I did stagger you, so you got a little bit of healing and got some armor. Unfortunate, but we kind of had to get through that to maybe get a kill. 7 damage 2 times, teleport next to you, push, so 14 damage. Can I just kill you, though? Yeah, I'm pretty sure we can just kill you. The blade. All by itself. Okay. Crush, 13 damage, stagger 2, discard. I do like this one quite a bit. Talons, range 2, 5 damage 2 times, also good. Blood Pact, gain 2 strength, add a hemorrhage to your draw pile. I don't know what the hemorrhage does. Unfortunately, that's one thing I've noticed is that when there's something like this, doesn't always, if you hover over it, it won't show you what the card it's adding is. So it's hard to make an informed decision. I'm assuming it's something bad. So I have seen a lot of improvement in this game since I first messed around with it, messed around with the demo. One thing I would love to see is there are no Steam achievements. Put Steam achievements in the game. It would make so many more people play and mess around with stuff and do different things and try out different stuff and, you know, that kind of thing. Anyway, I like having the range. The last time I played through this guy was really a brawler, and this one I think I'm going to go a bit more for range, so we'll take the talents. So even the same character, you can do a lot of different things. Okay, I've done both of these already, which is unfortunate. But we can finish it off next time doing either one. We can get the grudge done. Shadows. Let's go with the Oneric. They're kind of new. I haven't seen too many of these. Dreamwalker. On discard, enemy gains an armor. On exile, gain an HP. You're going to shiver 1 and retreat. You can go away now, that's fine. Shiver, discards. Okay. Not a card I would want, personally. I do have some movement, but it's very expensive. Let's get the Conduit of Suffering going. Gonna move. Gonna use the Cursed Bloodline to move as well. And I could catch you on fire. Yeah, let's do that. So we did gain an HP from that, but we lit him on fire. I'm fine with that. I think it'll be 5. Oh, it actually went all the way down to 1. He's got a reduction. That's unfortunate. Shiver 4, gain 2 strength, gain arcane. He's just kind of building himself up, which I'm not really a fan of. Let's move in closer. I can hit you with the solar flare, so we'll do that. But I can't do anything else. If I get onto here, that's going to give me strength, I think. Yeah. Ignite 4, retreat. So he's just doing like a close range burn. We could move in, for sure. Yeah, let's go ahead and do this. We'll get the armor, we'll get the strength. I can hit you from here, the talons. Crawling mass, we're gonna move in, we're gonna stay put. Let's bring... I don't know. Bring the solar flare back into the draw deck. Get a bit of a hit, and blade kills you, yeah. Move 1, shiver 4. So the shiver, discarding cards from draw pile. 10 damage when discarded, any range, ignite 4. It's interesting. Gain 10 armor, ignite 6. I'm assuming, yeah, that must ignite me. I don't really like that very much. Because it doesn't have a range, so I'm assuming it's got to be that it would ignite me, because I'm gaining the armor. Huh. I'll take the Dream of Fire. I do like burning things, of course. Everyone loves burning stuff. Alright, what do we want? More cold? Do I have any cold stuff, really? Not really. The tenacity is quite good. Yeah, let's go for another cold one. This was another one that was added not too long ago. We'll give this a shot, see how it goes. We're fighting an abomination, or an abominable snowman. So every 2 cards played, player stagger 1. Anathema cards are always frozen, so they stuck in our hand. For every frozen card in hand, self stagger 1. Okay. You're going to gain armor, move, and get some stagger. I can move next to you, so we might as well. Let's just go right up on next to you. Gonna activate the Conduit of Suffering, because why not? Gonna punch you in the face, because why not? Do some damage with that. Despair, I can't really do much. Yeah, I should have done that first. I wasn't sure it would actually let me. Sometimes when they're frozen, I've had things where like it just wouldn't act when I clicked on stuff before. Alright, 21 damage, push 3. Okay, we definitely don't want to be here. I can move away, but we can do some damage first. Tenacity, thank you. Take a punch for nothing. Why did we do no damage? Oh, he's got a bunch of armor. Okay. Well, it doesn't really matter the order I do things because we're in range. Let's just move away. Nail him with the solar flare, get a little bit of damage on him. Nothing too crazy. Alright, now you're going to move and stagger. Alright, I can live with that. This space has a shadow, so that doesn't do anything. So if we do want to get close, we can. We might want to, so we can use the blade. Let's use the cursed bloodline. Gonna move in. Let's get rid of the schizophrenia, that'll light him on fire and give me some more strength and arcane. Have some talons, have a punch. Blade does a truck ton of damage. Did stagger me, but haven't done any damage. You're still not doing damage, you're just gonna, like, get stronger. That's unfortunate, because I can't do a whole lot. The burn should kill you, though. But I'm gonna make you light on fire even more, just in case. There we go. Burned to death. Hey, we got an item. Moonlight Glaive. Every 2 attacks played that cost stamina, next turn we draw 2 cards. That's okay. Alright, cold 2. That's kind of expensive. All resonance requirements are reduced by 2. Deathbringer. You deal 50% more damage when staggered instead of 50% less. That's kind of cool, actually. I don't get staggered a lot, but that's interesting. Deal 6 arcane 2 times. Self, stagger 2, enhance 1. I like the biting cold. We'll take biting cold. I like dishing out damage. I've got a decent amount of armor and stuff as well. Hey, we finished our grudge. We can get a relic or a card. Let's get a relic. Kaleidoscope. On turn end, if we have Resonance 7, gain a stamina. So the Resonance... What was that? Was that our stagger meter? It might have been stagger meter. Is it going to tell me anything? Oh, we can actually look at them. Look at that. It looks just like a busted, like, little hand telescope with some blood on it. Through the chaotic dance of colors, you feel something staring back at you. The glaive. This ethereal weapon was not made for human hands. Alright. Well, we could rest again. Not a terrible idea. We do have another grudge up, in which case we can get insight or a card. I think we want to get to full health. I think that's a good idea. Alright. I do have a decent amount of money we could spend. We might have something where we could buy things if we go to the fog, like it's possible. Something bad could happen too, or we could look at trying to get another card. Let's check out the fog. Feeding ground. A bloody trail leads to a clearing. You find a pack of beasts feeding on corpses. If we observe, we gain insight. If we fight, we lose 20 HP, but we do gain a curio. I think that's worth it, depending on what it is. Seashell. Max HP plus 5, every turn, gain 3 armor. That's really good. I have never seen that before. That is a fantastic item for us to get. Okay. I think we're going to go for the eye, like burning stuff, because I do like to burn things, but this will give me some arcane and fire damage stuff. Alright, we're fighting a Keeper of the Ashes. You create 2 shadows on random spaces. So you're going to gain HP, which I don't think is going to affect your max HP. Gain strength, arcane, and move. So if I can get close to you, we should. I can. It's going to be expensive. I think we just move in and start going for damage. I'm also going to activate my tenacity. Use my grudge. I'm going to keep the schizophrenia. I'd like to get my relic or ritual out first, where we can light him on fire. Although you do have a fire reduction, don't you? Yeah. So you're pretty resistant to fire damage. So I'm just going to beat you up, and we'll live with having that for now. Okay. Direct range. Ignite 6. You're going to burn me for 6. Not a fan. I can't get out of the way. I could get some armor, though. Let's hit you with the solar flare. Not that the fire's going to do much. Punch you a bit. Kind of harder to whittle you down, isn't it? Yeah, I can move 1 and get some armor, but it's not going to really matter, really. So I guess I'll get the Conduit of Suffering out. Yeah, I don't know if the armor actually stops burn damage or not. Alright, move 2, 5 damage, ignite 2. We can't get out of this, so we're kind of stuck. So I think we just fight and try to kill you. We can do a lot of damage. So let's go with Fighting Cold. Blade finishes you. Yeah, we just do a lot of damage. If I can get the right card combos. We have Runestone, create a monolith within range 3, gain 2 arcane for 2 turns. That's not bad. Just the arcane bonus because we do have some arcane damage. Secret Passage, retreat 4. Must move away from the enemy. Must move fully if able. It's a one-time use. That's a way that might save my life, potentially. Glorious Light, range 2, 8 arcane, +1 for every ritual card played. We do have a couple rituals. I think that makes more sense because we do have a couple rituals. I do like the escape path there, though. That was quite good. Yeah, we have a lot of insight, so I could see the argument going for this. Yeah, let's check out the fog, see what we can get. The Red Forest. The trees are tinted red as if bathed in blood. A dark cloud above. Ravens. They form strange shapes in the air. Spend some insight, gain a primordial card with some increased chance. Rarity, Wander, gain an anathema. We can always take anathemas, gain a primordial card, or Yell, complete a random grudge. Let's get the anathema card. Paralysis 3 turns, draw 1 card fewer. Increased chance of a rare. 7 damage 4 times, that is quite nice. Blood Pact, 2 strength, add a hemorrhage. Vicious Strike, 8 damage, on hit, enhance 2, applies to all Vicious Strike cards in your deck. So, first time it would do, if I'm understanding enhance correctly, it would be 8, then it would be 10, then it would be 12, and all the Vicious Strikes would be the same. That's pretty good for a free card. I do like 7 damage 4 times, though. Like, that's potentially just kill somebody. Both are short range, which does put some limits on it. I like the Carnage, so I'm going to take the Carnage. I think it was more rare than the others because it had glow around it, but I'm not sure about rarity. Alright. We could do some more, like we still have a lot of insight. We'll have an elite fight next. Yeah, let's just check out what we can get. From the sea. The rocky ground is crushed in the shape of feet coming from the sea. What kind of creature could do this? Investigate, spend some insight, get a card with 50%. If we get an anathema card, 40%. Yeah, let's do that. Give me another anathema. Exert 2, exile. Yeah, I'm assuming this is more rare because it has the glow around it. Fissure, 10 damage, stagger 1. On hit, create a monolith next to you. For every 3 monoliths created, freeze a card. That's unfortunate because I don't really do monoliths. Scuttle, move 1, exert 1 is okay. I'll take the Fissure, I guess. So it's too bad it's a more rare card, just doesn't do much for me. Oh, the next one went away. We've got the boss coming up super soon. We might as well just heal if we're going to go to the boss. So let's get to almost full health. Profane Temple. Cosmoth, Unyielding Colossus. Haven't seen this guy before, I don't think. Titan, Rumbling, Blessed by the Gaze. So it creates a monolith, push effects reduced by 1, collision damage reduced by 1. Okay. Cosmoth. Go away, please. Critical conditions. Fury of the Earth. You're not going to move. You're going to do damage. I'm just going to move... I mean, I can move right next to you if I wanted to. I don't see the point. You've got a lot of health. Big burning reduction, so hard to kill you by lighting you on fire. Alright, let's just move. And move. And unfortunately, I don't have anything in range. I'm gonna hold off on doing anything with the despair. Okay, so this line, if we're in it, take 5 damage. You're gonna push 5. I can get closer, it's just kind of expensive. I think we should. Let's move in. I'm gonna activate Tenacity. So if I exile a card, we gain Strength and Arcane. So let's do that. So we're going to draw less, but we're going to do more damage. At least we should. No, we have to exile 2 for the trigger. Alright, let's just do a bunch of damage with that. Barely made a dent. Pushed me all the way across, took a bunch of damage. We've got a monolith in the way. That kind of sucks. I think I can hit it and destroy it. I think. I don't know if like a special... Yeah, so we can't do that on that. Alright. That is unfortunate. I'm just going to eat some damage here. Could get rid of this, we just would lose some cards. So now we get the bonus. So we have +1 extra strength and arcane, so we do a bit more damage. Too far away to hit with my talons, so we just have to stand here, unfortunately, and take some damage. Gotta discard a couple. I can't get close enough, it's up there, we can get rid of that, that's fine. Yeah, I can't do anything. Move 1, 9 damage, push 1. We're out of range. We could get into range. If I do move up... Well, I can hit you with the solar flare from here. But if I do this first, we'll do more damage. I am going to take some damage here. Let's go up. Solar flare away. Set you on fire a tiny bit. Outside of range of the blade. We'll hit you with the glorious light. That's all I can do. I'm gonna take a bit of damage. Get shoved back. Okay, I don't really want to be in this area. Gain 2 strength, if HP's below 150, gain an agility. Just helps him move around. Yeah, these monoliths are a problem because I don't really have a way to get rid of monoliths. I could move a couple. No, I can't. I don't have the energy for it. I could move up and armor myself just to get some damage off, though. I think that's worth it, since I do gain a lot of armor. Just to get some hits in. Taking some damage. I'm going to go ahead and use my healing rune. Get some health back. Gives me some immediately and then a bit over time. Okay. So now we're in an okay spot. So yeah, if I hadn't gotten in here, I think we would have just been blocked off, probably. You're just going to do a bunch of damage. That sucks. I think I'm just going to have to stand here and go full fisticuffs. Have some ravens. We staggered you. Punch. Glorious light doing 17 damage. Very nice. Yeah, hit you with the solar flare. Why not? Get some damage and some burn going. Although it's all going to disappear super quick. Alright, so now it's going to be 14 damage if I stay here. We've got 7 armor though, so I think we're okay. I can move a lot if I wanted to. I'd like to get this out. Actually, do I have that already? I've got tenacity going. I don't have Conduit of Suffering active at the moment. Yeah, I think we just beat on you and then use Carnage. Take a big hit. Hit you with the Biting Cold. Hit you with the Carnage for a truck ton of damage. I can get away. The problem is I wouldn't be able to come back. I've got armor. We can tank 1 hit. I'm only going to take 7, so I think that's okay. Now you're going to push me a bunch, which will knock me into the wall, and I'll take some damage. We could get rid of something. Actually, we can get rid of a couple, right? Yeah, let's do that. So that's going to buff my Arcane and Strength up, so we're doing even more damage now. So we create monoliths next to me. Hit you with the blade. Sure, we'll do that. Get you staggered again. Monolith behind me, so I'm just going to slam into that. So I end up breaking it with my head, basically. Gotta discard a few things. We'll get rid of those. Sure. 2 strength. Gain some agility. I think we just move in and stab him with the blade. Even though I'm going to take damage here, I think we'll be... we can kind of tank it with the armor. 10 damage, 10 arcane, plus 1 for Anathema. So it's at least 20. 20 or 21 we did there, I think. Now I'm going to take a truck ton. Well, not a ton. 12 damage, 6 stagger. Okay. I don't have to move, so I could just take this for the armor and just not go anywhere. I think I'll do that, actually. Just stay put. Hit you with the Biting Cold. Oh, that killed you. Okay. I thought I was going to have to use the Fisher as well to finish him off. Very nice. Didn't take too much damage. Playbill. On Shadows, create 5, gain a Strength. Confused about that. Oh, when I create shadows. So if I create 5 shadows, I gain strength. I don't have any shadow creation, though. Alright, we'll gain our HP. Get my insight. Get a divine card. What do we got? These are usually pretty good. Doom Presence. Any range. 8 arcane 2 times. Plus 1 for every exiled card. That's pretty good. Especially for us. All shadows count as monoliths for your destroy monolith actions. They're consumed. Move to 20 damage. On miss, lose 10 HP. Interesting. So it's a close range attack. So I could see, like, I could, in an emergency, move 2 if I had to and take 10 HP damage. But normally, move, do 20 damage. I like this. Although this is actually free, isn't it? I do like that this doesn't cost me anything. That's quite nice. If we need to just get up and brawl with people, I feel like this is a good way to go. But having the range and then 16 damage plus for exiled when we do exile anathemas and stuff, I think that could end up being better. But we'd have to have 4 exiled cards to even equal the damage this thing does. And this costs. It does have the range, though. I could go either way. I'm going to take Doom Presence, even though I feel like the other one is better. Just to kind of keep some range options going. Alright, and then going into another area. So I don't have a way to heal anymore. We can get these from like random events, and there's a library we can buy stuff. I do have a kinetic rune left though, but I think we'll go ahead and call it there, so you can kind of see, just have a look at some of the new stuff that's in the game. Definitely fun. Like I said, I don't think I've beaten the second boss, but I think there's 3 bosses, and then there might be a final boss after, not sure. But yeah, please put some achievements in the game. It would make this a lot more interesting and make people want to play more and do different stuff. But it's a cool little game. I do like it. Definitely made by a one guy team, and he's done a really good job with all the art as well. And I think it has a very interesting take on the card game genre, as well as, of course, being Lovecraftian, so I love it. So anyway, this has been Hunt the Pale Gods. I've been Disturbing Puppet. Thanks for coming by. Hopefully I'll see you again next time. Until then, have a good one.